I often like talk to people and they relate to seaweed as this kind of a bit scary thing that's in the water when you swim and you don't like swimming in it. For me actually that was more like the opposite, because I knew that when there was seaweed, so there was also things going on there, because that's where the crabs are. Otherwise, you know, if you have just a sandy or stony bottom, you know, it's pretty dead. So I grew up in Nantes, in South Brittany, and Brest also, where I was born. So I've been a lot in these two cities, but also like in between along the coast. For the summer, I went a lot to the coast on the beach, and so that's where I got the best summer memories. I think it's from being on the beach, and I was very early on with a mask and a snorkel. One thing that I would like to do there is just like to go in this kelp forest and start diving there and just like grab a stone and just like sit in the bottom and just wait and see. And you know, you see like a lot of fish and different things coming in. So that's how I got interested in seaweed, and then when I studied marine biology in France, I took some specialization on seaweed, seaweed biology, physiology, and ecology. So here we have green, brown algae, and here is red algae. That's where we're going to take. So that's the herbarium, which I started when I was a student at the university in Brest. There it is. Dulse, so seul in Norwegian. That's I've eaten it. I was familiar with it from studying it in Brittany, and I had tasted it a couple of times. Thought it was nice, but nothing really special about it. I think it was 2012 that first I had a friend of mine. He went to Iceland and he brought back like a bag of dulse that they sold there. And it was somehow different. It was like instead of being bone dried, like hard, it was more like leathery. The texture was different, and the flavor, it was like wow, it was fantastic. So I did my own like small experiments, like kitchen bench experiment, and that was actually when I started my PhD. That I got, I started to get some results. Like just right before the PhD, I had been on the shore and picked dulse that I dried, and then that I moisturized a little bit, and then I put it at the lab at work. I left it in a cool chamber in the dark, and I forgot about these samples until several months after. I went back to the lab, and then I found back this jar of seaweed, of dulse, and then we opened it. And we tasted it with some colleagues, and it was like, oh, that's kind of getting like this Icelandic dulse. Dream scenario would be to, that is more used as a food, and also seaweed, it can be used as not only as food but for other like commercial applications, like animal feed, plastics, cosmetics, or whatever. So for the dulse, there has a lot been talked about the the umami flavor. I mean, umami is the fifth basic taste, you know, together with sweet, salty, bitter, and sour. And there is the fifth basic taste called umami, and it's something that's very anchored in Japanese culture, like culinary culture. Umami is a Japanese word. It means something like delicious or savory. It's described as, you know, it make all the foods being more tasty. Yeah, during the summer because it's kind of bleached because of the light. Drying relatively fast, but this is just like small amounts anyway. So it's like you have some umami food, and you combine it with some other foods that do not have this umami in them, and then, you know, it makes the entire food dish more tasty. You know, it's like you know, it's a bit like the bass guitar in a music in a song. You know, if you don't have it, then, you know, it's something's missing.
Bon appétit.